Disturbing new details tonight about Kayla Crocker's final moments before she was murdered, allegedly by Billy Boyette and Mary Rice. Kayla's uncle says the attack on his niece was brutal and says Kayla was killed in front of her toddler. Here's News 5's Pat Peterson.
Kayla's uncle says the attack on her niece was brutal and says Kayla was killed in front of her toddler. According to Kayla Crocker's uncle, Kayla was shot and left to die in front of her 2-year-old son's crib.
She was shot in front of the baby. We don't know if the baby was awake or sleeping. That's something we'll never know. We do know that they took her into the nursery and shot her in the nursery.
The attack was brutal.
There was evil in those two, and it came out.
Crocker says Billy Boyette and Mary Rice tied up Kayla and possibly pulled her into the nursery by her hair before shooting her because clumps of Kayla's hair were missing. Billy Boyette later shot and killed himself when he and Rice were surrounded by police at a Georgia motel. Mary Rice gave up and now faces murder charges in Florida and Alabama.
Been through some things in my life, and this is probably one of the most difficult things I've ever been through.
But community support has helped.
The Beulah community itself has come together like nothing I've ever seen, and we're just overwhelmed with the support.
Crocker says 2-year-old James has struggled since his mother's death.
He was crying in his sleep the first night we had him. He was restless, tossing and turning most of the night, and when he was up the next day, he was a little angry.
Crocker hopes the little boy will be okay.
Only time's going to tell whether he's going to remember this or not.
Pat Peterson, News 5.
A GoFundMe account under the name Kayla Crocker's Children's Fund has raised about $30,000. The money will be put in an education account for Kayla's 2 children.